That time, my parents caught me lacking. Story 1. One night, when I was 14, my curiosity got the better of me. I didn't think anyone would be walking down the hallway, so I left my bedroom door wide open. Kneeling down, I stuck my tongue out, pressed against the wall, and proceeded to lick the wall from bottom to the top, as high as I could reach while standing up. To my surprise, I glanced to my left, and I saw my dad standing there, a big smile plastered across his face. He couldn't help but yell out to my mom, "Yo, this weird-ass kid is licking the wall." To this day, I still can't fathom why I had the urge to do that. It was certainly a strange and unforgettable night. Story 2. One day, my girlfriend and I were in my bedroom, engaged in a passionate moment on the floor, with our pants barely off. As we were right in front of my door, my mom unexpectedly opened it and asked, "What are you two doing?" Thinking quickly, I replied, "Monkey business." From her viewpoint, it likely appeared as we were playfully wrestling, which we often did. To our relief, she accepted the explanation and left the room. We even managed to keep going, grateful for the extra minutes my mother unwittingly provided. Story 3. When I was around 12, I knew I was gay, and around that time, I was looking for male pictures online. A picture I liked for some reason was a Google image thing of a guy with stamps on his male parts. I decided to try it out myself. That night, Mom walked in on me and left immediately. I didn't hear about it until 3 months later, when me and my sister were changing rooms, and we found a load of stamps on the side of my bed covered in pubic hair. Story 4. I was in the midst of a summer heatwave, lounging around my room and stripping down to my birthday suit. Being a big fan of music theater, I often sang and danced around to my favorite songs. On this particular night, I was belting out Sweet Travesti from Rocky Horror Picture Show when my dad unexpectedly walked in to ask me to turn down the music. Caught off guard and embarrassed, I quickly covered up and hid under the blanket while my dad awkwardly closed the door. The next morning, we had a humorous conversation about the incident, and my dad jokingly teased me about my possible transvestism. While it was an embarrassing moment at the time, it's now a funny memory that I look back on with amusement. Story 5. As a teenager, I was watching anime while playing with my chest, and then my mom walked in. I remember her expression, and I'm pretty sure she thought I was chest touching myself to anime men somehow. As attractive as sketching may have been to my teenage self, I was actually just bored and intrigued by the nice texture of my chest. It wasn't really sexual as much as it was interesting, but that didn't make it any less weird in my opinion. Story 6. So, I had depression and anxiety, which meant I spent a lot of time in my room as a teenager. One night, I got the urge to create an epic G.I. Joe battle scene. In the middle of my room, I moved all my furniture to one side and picked up my mattress to put it on the wall. I took all my trash and everything else out, leaving a big empty space for my little army to do battle. I equipped all my G.I. Joes with guns, posed them in dramatic positions, and had a lot of fun. But in the middle of the battle, I had to leave to take a shower. I put some Sun O, aka a band that specialized in ambient and black metal, and got out dripping wet. Feeling a bit weird, I had the great idea of putting on a chicken mask and stand in the middle of my G.I. Joes, laughing maniacally. That's when my mom walked in, and I had no idea how long she'd been there. I was so embarrassed. Story 7. We were being intimate, but it was a close call as my girlfriend and I tried to quickly cover ourselves and pretend to be asleep when we heard my mom coming up the stairs. As she entered the room, I held my breath, hoping she wouldn't notice my girlfriend in the bed with me. She walked over my desk to return my borrowed laptop, and that's when she saw the open condom wrapper sitting there. Without saying a word, my mom gave us an awkward giggle and a quick sorry before hastily leaving the room. I couldn't believe our luck, as my girlfriend and I breathed a sigh of relief and tried to compose ourselves after the near-miss encounter. Story 8. During my junior year of high school, I had a half schedule because of independent study. One day, I got a ride home from school with a cute girl named Amanda to smoke weed and hang out. We thought we had plenty of time to take some bong hits and go for a swim, since my parents wouldn't be home for another 5 hours. However, as we were smoking, my mom unexpectedly opened the door to the backyard and caught me in the act. She didn't say a word, and just turned around and walked back into the house. I was terrified and immediately went inside to face the music. But to my surprise, she didn't seem angry. She just told me she wouldn't tell my dad and that I could continue what I was doing. It turned out my mom was more supportive of me spending time with a pretty girl than she was worried about me smoking weed. Despite the initial shock, my mom's reaction made things much easier for me. I continued to smoke weed with Amanda, and my mom even helped cover for me when I would walk my dog for 90 minutes every night to get stoned. Later on, I found out that my mom had been smoking regularly her entire life, and by the end of senior year, I became her go-to hookup for weed. This experience taught me that sometimes parents can surprise you with their understanding and support, even in unexpected situations. Story 9. Once upon a time, my girlfriend and I were hanging out at my house, watching a movie. Things started to heat up and we both ended up shirtless while her pants were down around her ankles. All of a sudden, we heard a car pull up in the driveway and panicked. We quickly put our shirts back on, but her parents were still down below. My whole family walked into the room. They were caught in a compromising position. To make matters worse, we were watching a Disney movie and my family wanted to stick around to watch it too. We tried to play it cool by pretending to look at something on my phone, and then we hatched a plan. I dropped my phone and reached out to grab her pants, pulling them up to her knees. She stretched out, allowing me to pull them up to mid-thigh level. We waited for a big song in the movie to distract everyone, and then she stood up, while I pulled her pants up to the rest of the way. She quickly went into the bathroom to fix everything, and to our surprise, no one seemed to notice. Crisis averted, and we were relieved that we didn't have to explain ourselves. Thank you for watching our video on embarrassing moments when parents caught their teenagers in awkward positions. If you have any similar experiences or want to share your own teenage wonders, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amusing content like this. Your support helps us create more engaging videos for everyone to enjoy. Remember, we've all experienced cringe-worthy teenage moments, and share them can bring us some nostalgia or laughter. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.